Welcome, all you nitpicking, perfectionist slip joint enthusiasts from around the world. Welcome back to Baxter's Blades. You're entering the tiger pit. This is part one of another warranty case knives. And you may have seen the unboxing on this deep red burlap carbon steel trapper. And whereas it is a fantastic knife, it is an expensive knife. I think they're about $84, $85. So pretty pricey trapper because it is carbon steel. The back springs look pretty decent on it, except this scratch right there, which I didn't even mention that in the warranty issue. But when I got it, I looked and the blade centering is just absolutely horrendous. Clip point is on the liner. Now, I thought the spay blade may be missing the liner. It's off to the pile side, but there's also blade rub on it. And I could have reached out to Grace at Red Hill Cutlery and be like, yeah, I'd like to exchange this, but it's not necessarily defective. It's just poor fit and finish. Poor blade centering. You know, it's a complete usable knife, and I was on the fence of what I was going to do about this. I did not want to burden Red Hill Cutlery with dealing with this. And if you have seen my videos before, I submitted my very first case warranty issue with this green apple copper lock. The issue with this was there was a huge gap in between the bone and the liner. The blade center was rubbing off to the show side. The blade grind was pretty wonky and horrible. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to try case warranty. And they did a fantastic job with this. Blade centering is now absolutely perfect. Zero gap. I think they put a whole nother cover on the pile side here. And I tell you what, I don't care if I see light through the copper locks. And it may seem like there's a gap there, but I guarantee there is no gap. This is the only copper lock I've held up to a light, and I see zero light through it. So it can be done. I thought that was very fascinating. And they fixed the blade grind. They did everything. They did a fantastic job, and it was about a month turnaround. It took them, I think, a week to get back to me and then send an envelope. But after I sent the envelope, it was there for a couple weeks, and then boom, it was back. Within a month, I had this back. And they did a fantastic job. So I'm going to give them another chance to redeem themselves. Now, we all know Case has issues. They pump out a lot of knives. I still love them, but it does stink when I spend $85 on this new carbon steel trapper and I get blade centering like that. Like, this is got to be the worst trapper I've gotten from Case. Most of them, like, you know, they might be a little off to the show side, a little off to the pile side. You know, like, if it was like that, I probably wouldn't have cared if it wasn't rubbing. But let's take a look here. Let me get this box out of the way, but let's take a look so you know what it actually is. It's the deep red burlap micarta carbon steel 10254, manufactured January 20th. Now, you go on to their website and you fill out a form. They ask you, when did you purchase the knife? Was it in the last 30 days? So you can see at the tip there, I'm getting, well, you can barely see it. There we go. Blade rub. And that's not that big a deal. If it's not hitting the blade, you know, if it's hitting the blade edge, I would say it would be defective. But it's not. You're getting blade rub. And at first I'm like, I don't care. It's carbon steel. It's going to get patinaed. But, you know, I'm going to reach out to them. And there's the blade rub on the spay blade. Let's get that in there. Let's get a better shot of it. Let's see if I can get it to focus. It's very small, but I have not really even used this knife. I think I've carried it once. And I can't get it to focus. There, you can see the blade rub. And like I said, it's not on the edge, so I could just keep it. But we're all really ticked off about Case's fit and finish, and we want them to get better. Now, if we send these knives back to them and they fix them, maybe they'll get the hint, or not. They'll just keep pumping out knives and think, maybe somebody won't send it back. Now, if it's an older Case knife that has an issue, you might have to go back and forth with them. They might not be able to repair it. But a new knife, they could feasibly get this in the mail, go, yep, Baxter doesn't like this. We don't want him to do a bad video. Pull another one off the shelf with perfectly centered blades, which would look something like that. And that's not a huge difference. If they could give me something like that, I'd be like, yay, that's fine. And then throw it in the mail and send it back. But where these blades are lying, when I go to pick them out, I'm just going to rub the crap out of them. And it's very unfortunate. It kind of made me a little disappointed, that I even got this. And I love Case. You guys all know that. So I went online, filled out a form. What you got to do is take 3 pictures. You got to take a picture of the Tang stamp. Give them a good close-up picture of the Tang stamp so they know what they're looking at. And I sent them 2 pictures of the issues. I posted these pictures in my community post and said, well, I'm sending it back off to warranty. So I just want to do a part 1 video. So I filled out that form, sent it to them. The next day, they sent me a PDF, and it's a form. I'm not going to show the whole thing because my address is on there and stuff, but it has my address and the case number. And here you see it says $0 because it's warranty. Now, if you're doing a repair, you can, leave your credit card and they can repair it. I'm not sure what they charge for certain repairs. And a lot of people are like, you could straighten that. And yeah, I possibly could. But the carbon steel blades are very brittle, and I've watched people try to straighten them and break them. They go ping and they break. And then I got to foot the bill to have them put a new blade on it. And I've already spent $85 on this, so I shouldn't have to deal with that. Now, stainless steel blades, you can bend them and straighten them without them breaking quite as easily as a carbon steel blade. So they sent me a PDF within 1 day. Boom, had my friend print this out, and I'm sitting around waiting. Finally, today, I got the envelope, and it's kind of a padded envelope. So I will put this in the box. I'll wrap my case number paper in it and send it to them. I didn't have to pay anything. They pay for it. Hopefully it doesn't get lost in the mail. So I don't have any tracking for this. And then hopefully they'll either pull one off the shelf or somehow fix the centering on this blade without destroying the knife. Now I'm doing this as a document. Like if I don't have that scratch, either they're going to polish it out or, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little mark on the inside of the box to see if I actually got the same knife back or something different. So yep, that's it. That's the whole video. Part 1, sending this puppy back to Case. Hopefully the turnaround will be quick. Because I'd actually like to use this knife. But we'll see. Thank you for joining me in the Tiger Pit. You all stay sharp, be kind, and take chances. Take care.